12 years of living in Japan, more or less 8 web development. Was it worth it? This video we're going to talk about that. And to cut straight to the point, yes it was. It was worth it. I don't think you clicked on this video just to hear a yes or no. I'm guessing you want to hear the nitty-gritty, the nuts and the bolts, the potatoes, the meat potatoes, the gravy, the sauce. It's summertime in Tokyo, and it's max humidity and it's hot. So let's find somewhere cool and continue this monologue. So a quick intro about me if you're new to the channel. I'm a millennial from New Zealand. That's basically who I am. So it also depends on your background and your story, where you want to go in life, where you are right now. So I'll just have to share that part of my life so you can understand why I think now it was worth it. It was a great decision. So how I got here first. So first of all, how did I even get interested in this country? And I'm at the ripe age of 36. So when I was around 15, I was really into the K1 Max and K1 kickboxing. That was popular. That was really popular at the time, and they hosted all these events in Japan. So I went to the kickboxing gym when I was around 15, and I had to learn how to fight, how to defend myself. So that was the interest into Japanese culture through fighting. And of course, being an early adopter of the weeb culture, I was really interested in things like Naruto, and especially my favorite one at the time was Hajime no Ippo. Some of you might watch it. I don't know, is that a millennial anime that guys don't watch now? I don't know. Be a young kid without playing Japanese games. So the 3 games that highly influenced my gaming experience was, of course, Final Fantasy, the Tekken franchise, and also the Metal Gear series. Metal Gear heavily influenced the way I think. For good or bad, I don't know, but those are the 3 games which I thought, okay, I want to know more about Japan. Why are they making awesome games? So as a backstory, the first 4 years in Japan, I was teaching English, and I was going out every weekend, really just enjoying my life, as one does, as you've probably seen some of these English teachers getting, just spending the weekend going out and, just having a good time. And of course, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm a web developer. I've been doing that for over 8 years now. I think it's coming up to 8 years. So that's when I kind of went more serious in life and tried to put myself into the market. Let's just say, try and achieve something greater than what I originally thought I could. It doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. And if you want to see, there's 2 videos I have about my journey of becoming a web developer, and also the first year of how I got my first job. Those videos will be somewhere, and also linked at the bottom. And coming from West Auckland, from a below average income family, just working, when I was like 15, I thought, oh bro, if I could work at the supermarket, I could get like $400 a week. That'd be mad, that'd be cool. Then I can buy any game I want, and I can go out and eat fish and chips as much as I want, and that was kind of the mindset at a young age. The TLDR for my education is more or less, I dropped out of high school, got a degree through the back door. Basically, that's it. I dropped out of high school, I got a degree through the back door of a polytechnic, which is not even, it's like a crappy university or something. I don't know the terminology. So even if I did graduate, I just got a silly Bachelor of Arts in Japanese. Doing anything in New Zealand would be, there's really nothing much to do. Then what would be the alternative as a young New Zealander? Low self-esteem. And this is a strange part, is like, I'm not white, but I'm also not brown. I'm like this strange mix. I could be from anywhere around the world if you saw my photo. And I did realize growing up in high school, I did like to talk to different people from any cultures and countries. I found that really interesting to learn about how life was in other countries, what languages they spoke, what their religion was, all this kind of stuff. But there really wasn't any clear route for me on what to do. I had various wagie jobs from, and let me go through the list real quick. So I was, around the age of 13, I sold candy door to door. And that taught me a lot about how people get their cut from sales. Another one, I washed cars for a few years, and that was my high school mostly my high school weekend job. So I washed cars. I was a bellboy at a hotel that was my university job. So I was helping customers with luggage and doing all the bellboy stuff, or the porter if they a nicer word. Or I also delivered cakes. That was one of my other wagie jobs, delivering cakes, and that was one of the most fun. I had a great time delivering. Delivery is, delivering cakes. I delivered cakes all over Auckland City. That was a fun job. The really interesting part I just want to share here is when I was doing the bellboy job, I would look at a receptionist and think, wow, I wish I could become a receptionist. They get like $2.50 more than a bellboy. And, it just looks a little more respectful. And I was like, 8 or 19, and I thought that. So around 19, that was my limit of what I believed I could do. So thinking of whether I can go to Japan and even just become an English teacher, it was just, that would be just a dream come true. So it is, so what I'm saying is, is it worth it? It also depends on where you are in life. Like, what do you want to do? And some people, you can't just jump from 0 to 5, you've got to go through some preliminary steps and experiences personally. And it's not about exactly money, it's about a lot of other things, intangibles. So what then would a West Auckland snot-nosed kid do then? There's really little examples around you to find your own path. You got to do is just escape where you come from. That's one of the most, you got to get out of your town. You got to go out and go to another country and see what's happening. As a self-proclaimed soy dev, I will most likely fail every LEET code test. And there's probably guys watching this who would pass every LEET code test. The point is not whether I can pass a test or not. I just thought I could name drop projects I've worked on, because that experience is worth more than a LEET code. Because I know that even if I have 8 years experience, companies are going to give me some silly code test, and then they'll start measuring people by a test. And these are not, and I understand, fan companies doing it, but your average development company with like under 200 workers, it's like, why would you, really? You're not Google, it's, okay, anyway, the point being is that I've worked on projects I won't name drop, but the largest gas company in Japan, the largest telecommunications company in Japan. I've ever worked on front end, back end, or I've made the whole thing by myself when I was freelancing and when I was in a company working. The 2020 Olympics, there was a project I worked on that. That's a bit of a name drop. The largest construction company in Japan, I worked on one of their projects. And then of course, a lot of smaller development companies work on these projects. And of course, well, I can just keep going, but I don't have a LEET test. I can't pass it. I can't pass LEET test. The point is not that I want to drop names, and the point is that I could never get that experience in Auckland City unless I was like really smart, or I was well connected, which I have nothing in Auckland City, or let alone Australia. So that experience, those experiences in general, I could never get in New Zealand. And this is not I'm not trying to diss New Zealand, just that I'm from the bottom of the barrel in New Zealand, right? I was the guy who would wash your car. But in Japan, it doesn't matter. And that's the great thing. When you leave your city or your country, it kind of doesn't matter. No one cares about where you went in general, in most cases. So that's the part which I feel it was way worth it, because I can go back to New Zealand and they probably wouldn't hire me because I didn't pass the LEET code test, making some algorithm that no one actually uses. There's probably like less than 10 that people really use. And even if you do, you just get ChatGPT can write you an algorithm that's perfect. So you can just save there. You saved 30 minutes on writing an algorithm yourself, and you just did it in like 2 seconds or 5 seconds by ChatGPT. Like I'm not saying, I'm just saying, look, it's the most important things if you went through the whole development and if you learn things on the way. the department of waifu. The waifu department. You're welcome. Okay, I try not to talk about the wife department, but I think I have to here. Okay, I think I've said enough about the waifu topic. Next topic. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Japan gave all of it, and that's why I really appreciate this country. I know a lot of foreigners like to diss on it. I mean, not a lot. I mean, a few here and there, but in general, it's been a good run for the past 12 years. And of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot of issues, but I think if I compare it to where I would be in New Zealand or Australia, yeah, I think it was worth it in the end. Where I would be in New Zealand, where would I be in New Zealand right now and in Australia? I don't know. I don't know if I would ever been able to get a chance to try something. So I don't know. So anyway, if you enjoyed these kind of discussions, these monologues, it's unscripted. I just go off the top of my dome. Like, sub, check out my LinkedIn, check out the Discord if you have any questions. And I'll be here. I've been here for 12 years, and I think I'll still be here for a few more. Let's see how it goes. So on this channel, I talk about working IT, life in general in Japan, just stuff related to those. And occasionally, the waifu sphere. The waifu sphere. It's not the manosphere. It's like post-manosphere. It's post-manosphere for weebs. Anyway, see ya next time.